Here's to the dude down the street with the garage band. The folks standing on the street corner asking for change. Change. It's something we all need. But until things get a little better, listen to the music play. Where in the world is Megan's new music? What's going on out there in Radioland? For those of you who don't know me, my name is Megan, and it's an honor to be able to spend this very special evening with all of you. This is the very first broadcast of Where in the World is Megan's New Music. We're here to talk about the backbone of our musical communities. We're talking about the folks who are playing the dive bars, the guitarists with their cases open on the street corner, the first steps of fame and fortune, the rags to the riches. Alright, before I get too far on a tangent of stupid puns and somewhat clever euphemisms, why don't we introduce our first guest? Coming at you from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, the only punk musician I know in a folk band, Tyler Cannon. Ty, what's going on?
Not much. What's up with you?
Not too much. Thank you so very much for being here for the very first broadcast of this show. I know that we've done a lot of firsts together. You want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Oh, there's way too much and not enough to tell at the same time.
Find a good place to start.
I started playing music 13 years ago this year. I've played in just about any genre of music you can talk about. I've played at least one fill-in show for them. I'm also a pro wrestler in training. I'm also a writer, currently working on my very first book. And yeah, I keep myself busy.
Right on. It surely sounds like you're busy. I've been hearing you talk about this book for I can't tell you how long. Want to talk about that a little bit?
Honestly, it's kind of generic sort of love story with my own flair to it, you know? Like, I sat down one day and actually, where the book started from is actually a pretty funny story. I was looking around and I saw there was a magazine hosting a short story contest. So I started writing this short story about this guy who goes on dates with women and all this fun stuff and then meets, the one true love. And I was writing this short story, and then I realized I was about 8,000 words into the short story. Still had quite a pace to go, so I went, you know what? This is a book now.
Nice. Very nice. Do you have an expected arrival date for when that's going to be hitting the shelves and, becoming a #1 hit novel?
Hopefully mid-2022. Mid to late 2022.
Cool. 2022. You got a name for it?
Its working name is Jack and Violet. That's the name of the main characters.
I like it. Very simplistic. Cool.
What's it going to come out as, though, is... who knows?
Yeah, no, I understand that. The same thing happens with writing music. I've had songs that I've had named one thing, have been done another way. I've had so many variations to my music. It's crazy. And that's why we are here to talk after all. So, you said you've been in a lot of different filler bands. So, what kind of fill-in music have you done? What have you had to fill in with?
Well, my first ever show I ever played would have been late 2010. I was a wee little pup. Ooh. And my friend's big brother was in this country group, kind of like the Luke Bryans of the world.
Oh, okay.
And their bass player literally walked out of practice one day and told them he was never coming back and never to call him again.
Oh, man.
The only other bass player they knew was me, who was about 10 years younger than everyone else in the band. And they were like, well, we need somebody. So they had brought me in for a couple rehearsals, and we played, I think, 3 shows together.
Nice.
I also filled in for another friend of mine's metal band for a little while, where we played basically, if it's considered heavy metal, we played at least one show where we played it, and like from like the Swedish black metal and death metal all the way over to like Kiss and Black Sabbath.
Oh, nice.
If it's considered heavy metal, that band never had a no, we're not playing that type of mentality, which was pretty cool.
Awesome.
And it really opened my eyes to being like, it was why I've been willing to fill in on so much stuff, or why like anytime you're like, let's do this cover when we play together, I'm just like, let's do it.
Yeah, I was really happy. Memory is really not serving me. When we did the Folk It Up tour a few years ago, I believe that was before you had joined us, but we were taking songs and we were completely changing them. That's we played that song Peanut Butter Jelly. Peanut Butter Jelly is actually a song that was originally done by an electronic group called Galantis, and their song is like a Motown funky EDM tune, and we totally took it and changed it up into like a folk song, and I absolutely love the idea of being able to like just take on any kind of music and not only be able to play it and make it your own, but take these songs and like change them into something, and I'm all about that, and I think it's just so cool that you've been able to do so many different things. A lot of people kind of laugh when I say that I got my start actually as a backup singer in an 80s rock band. They were doing a cancer benefit here in Pittsburgh, and so I signed up to be one of the backup singers, and that's how I got my start with the record label. So, if you gotta be versatile in this business, and it's really cool to be able to work with somebody as versatile as you.
That's the thing about like music and wrestling as well, is you gotta be flexible.
No pun intended with the wrestling.
Maybe pun intended. But you got to be decently flexible in both respects, because like in music, if I had stayed in the niche, because I'm in, at the time when I first met you, actually first time I ever saw you live was the Folk It Up tour.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Some many years ago. At this point.
We were at the place in Fox Chapel, that church. Yeah.
I went and saw you and had my friend pick me up at 10 in the morning after I had gotten drunk the night before.
Yeah, that's right.
First time you ever met me, I was really hungover.
That's okay. I'm pretty sure I had stayed up all night the night previous too, so we're cool.
I'm pretty sure you're forgetting what I'm like when I'm sober and not hungover.
It's okay.
But I play in another band. I actually played in another band at the time when I first saw you guys that was really sort of almost like Deftones, Tool type.
Nice.
More prog rock, metal, whatever.
Yeah.
And had I wanted to just stay in my niche and never really get outside of the box and do something different, I would have never played with you and found the most success I've ever had in music to this point.
Oh, you make me blush. You make me blush.
I'd probably still be playing in my buddy's basement over in East Deer, up the road a ways. I played there for 6 years.
Yeah.
And nowhere else.
Did you have any good times in that basement though?
Oh yeah. We had a guy come in one time, he was taking videos of us and he brought a selfie stick.
Oh nice.
And we opened up, I forget I think it was Facebook Live we went live on, and we were literally just like screwing around and we were playing, like basically if you commented a song, gave us 10 minutes, we'd play it for you.
Oh cool. Very cool. That is awesome. So you definitely seem like, you've been a bit of a jack of all trades. What is it that you spend your time with? You write, you said you are a musician, as we talked about. You mentioned some wrestling. What do you do when it comes to the wrestling? Are you like a professional wrestler? Are you doing it backyard style? What's going on there?
I am a tried and true, proper professional wrestler.
Ooh.
Years and years and years and years ago, I was probably 8 or 9 years old, a friend of mine came to my house, and me and him were both huge wrestling nuts, and we were actually watching one of the shows that WWE was putting on, and he was a big like Rey Mysterio freak, and I was still on my kicks of like Batista and like The Rock and Stone Cold and all them, and he mentioned that there was a wrestling school up in State College, which from where I was living at the time was about a 40-minute drive. And he talks about this wrestling school, and I go, what on earth is a wrestling school? And he elaborates and is like, basically you just go out there and you work on it. It's going to any other kind of school. It just hurts more.
That's a good way to put it.
Fast forward, and I had moved away from that area over to the Pittsburgh area, and there was just this one day, like when I was a senior in high school, I was going to college right after high school for filmmaking. I was going to do some film stuff, which I still do. I'm just not college educated for it. And I was going to go and do all these different things. At one point I wanted to be a psychologist for some reason.
Oh, nice.
And then I woke up one day and I remember I was on my way to college and I thought about it and I was like, you know what? No. I'm going to go to wrestling school.
Oh.
So I found a wrestling school. The original one I found was PWX, which is in McKeesport, PA.
Yeah.
And I trained there, tried out there, and the thing that not a lot of people understand is just how, like, physical wrestling is.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't really seem to understand that facet. Because, like, when I went into my tryout, it was December 3rd, 2015. I went in for my tryout.
Okay.
And I'd spent the previous, like, 6 months... when I wasn't in school, I was sitting on a couch playing video games, eating junk food. And then I went, you know what, I'm going to go to wrestling school. And I passed out halfway through my tryout.
Oh, wow. Jeez. Jeez Louise. So what made you want to go back then?
It was fun. Honestly, I mean, it doesn't sound like fun. I'm sitting there talking like, yeah, I was sweating up a storm and I was actually bleeding from my knee because I fell while we were running laps.
What? Oh my gosh.
Well, the tryout for it was we had to run about a mile.
Yeah.
And then we had to do, 100 push-ups, 100 crunches, and 150 squats.
Ooh.
And we had 20 minutes to do the push-ups, the crunches, and the squats.
Yeah.
So not a lot of time. And the thing that's nice about my trainer is he doesn't necessarily look for your physical stuff, like how good you are physically.
Yeah.
He more so looks at how good you are, basically, like how much heart you have and how, like, ready and willing to go you are.
Ah, okay.
So he watched me. I'd already thrown up. I was bleeding. I was tired. I was sweaty. I was in a bad way. And I was still doing the squats, still doing the crunches, still doing the push-ups, just forcing myself through it. And he was like, all right, this kid's got some heart.
Oh, right on. You know, I will say that I've definitely seen some level of that heart when it comes to performing with you on the road. We've definitely had our trials and tribulations, to say the least. To say the least. Oh my gosh. Here we are. Where in the world is Megan's new music? We are talking with Tyler Cannon, a Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania musician, a jack of all trades, if you will. We're going to take a quick moment right here to take a quick listen to one of our featured musicians for the evening. Tonight we are going to be playing a song from Devin Bender, who's coming from the northeastern part of the United States. This is his song, A Beautiful Thing, and I hope you guys enjoy it as much as I do.
Your brother, and I love the way you care for your sister. And when she couldn't stand, we all sat down and together sang a joyful song. It's a beautiful thing, the way we dance, the way we sing, through this gift of life across the great divide. Time turns around, sweeps us away and puts us back on the ground. The warmth of spring and the cool of autumn, the silent winters and the vivid summers. It's a beautiful thing, the way we dance, the way we sing, through this gift of life across the great divide. Songs of eyes, and the moon reflected good things happening. The bird song sounded like the roar of a lion, giving us the strength so that we may fly on. It's a beautiful thing, the way we dance, the way we sing, through this gift of life across the great divide. The spirit lives on, and the light of your smile has traveled so far, through light years and miles, across the great beyond, shining bright and ever so strong. And as I'm dying right before your eyes, I feel so present and fully alive. So gather your blessings, spread them far and wide. For only love remains, only love remains, only love remains on the day we die. It's a beautiful thing, the way we dance, the way we sing, through this gift of life across the great divide. It's a beautiful thing, the way we dance, the way we sing, through this gift of life across the great divide.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was Beautiful Thing by Devin Bender. That is a really great tune with a ukulele. I gotta say, Ty, I have a really soft spot for a ukulele. I don't know about you. Did you like that one as much as I do?
Oh, yeah.
I met that guy, Devin, actually, at a festival I played a little while ago we were in Worthington, Indiana, at this place called Sage Valley. It was a beautiful plot of land. They had one of those intentional communities that they are building from the ground up with nothing more than heart, soul, and donated supplies. It's truly amazing, and I played their Gathering of the Tribes. I believe it was the spring solstice celebration, if memory is serving me right, and Devin played there as well, and he was such a sweetheart, and his music is just as sweet as he is in person. So I'm really glad that Devin shared that music with us. If you like that song, just like many others, we do have a YouTube channel playlist that you can listen to for your own listening pleasure whenever you would like. Just go ahead and find my name on YouTube. That is Megan Pennington. Then you will want to find the Hometown Picks playlist. Devin Bender, as well as many other really great independent musicians, are on that list, so I very much recommend giving that a listen. All right, Ty, let's put you back on the hot seat, shall we? Bum, bum, bum.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. You wanna tell them your grievance about this fictitious torture I've put you through, since I'm putting you back on the hot seat?
About how you've had me locked in here, chained to the wall for 3 days.
Yeah, that,
Haven't fed me in 3 days.
Even though I bought you, McDonald's earlier.
It's been terrible. And this is the 20th time we've recorded, and every time I mess up, you put a hot poker on my
That's a little much, man. I'm a peace-loving flower child, man. I might, push you around and call you silly. I don't know. I'm a pacifist. Oh, man. Oh, man. You are just as funny as you are talented. You know, you very much have a creative personality from the way that you talk, from the things that you do. I gotta ask, do you ever find it difficult to, you know, transition from one form of creativity to another? I can't imagine you take your wrestling persona into your writing style, or, you know, your writing style into your singing. So, like, how do you balance all of that?
Well, funny story is I actually, so real quick, my wrestling gimmick that I'm using right now, I'm in a tag team with another guy, AJ Matthews, for anyone listening who knows about Pittsburgh wrestling. He's a really good friend of mine. And we started this tag team that's called Peak Preakness. And basically the gimmick is where these well-off, rich Louisville horse breeders. And we decided to, and our story that we tell everyone is we decided to take our billions and billions of dollars and go be professional wrestlers instead.
Oh, nice.
When in reality, we actually lost all our money and we're actually dirt poor.
I love it.
But we don't tell anybody we're dirt poor.
Ooh.
We just, you know, like, we'll have subtle hints. Like, there'll be times where we try to bribe the referee with $1.
Oh, that's great.
The ref will throw it on the ground and we'll scream, no, that's our bus fare to go home. Real quick, scoop it up in the ring.
I love it.
But one time, I was actually, you don't know this story because I was able to catch myself in time. This is a very funny story. I was at wrestling training one Tuesday, and we met up at your place to rehearse some stuff before. I think we had a show that weekend. And we met up to rehearse some stuff right after my wrestling training. Mm-hmm. And you came to see me. You said hi and everything, and a very normal human greeting. And I almost cut a promo on you.
What do you mean? What did you say or almost say?
I don't remember the exact thing, but basically I just left the ring. I was still sweaty and gross and everything. And there's a little bit of this time where it's almost like you need a cool down after wrestling. Where, I've driven home before by myself, and I've just cut promos driving my car.
I love it.
Because, first off, that's just good practice.
Yeah.
And secondly, it gets you better with your gimmick and your persona.
Of course.
So you'll sit there and, you'll be driving along, paying no mind to anything. You just wrestled a match. Yeah. You're driving your car. You're halfway back from Connellsville because for some reason you decided to train in Connellsville after you left McKeesport. And you're halfway back driving up the turnpike, and you catch a glimpse of yourself in your rearview mirror, and that's when you just turn right back into the wrestling persona, and you just start going at it. You're picking random. I once cut a great promo against John Cena in my car.
Nice.
Because I needed someone to cut a promo against.
Yeah.
So I'm leaving training, and I'm still in that mode. I haven't had my cooldown time to kind of get out of wrestler mind, basically. Yeah. Get out of kayfabe land. Mm-hmm. And I get to your place, and you come up to say hi, and I don't know why, almost just started cutting a promo on you.
That is so funny. Oh my God. I almost wish you would have. That would have totally caught me off guard. But thankfully I do watch wrestling enough to be able to kind of understand what was going on. So I wouldn't be completely thrown off. I couldn't imagine if I was one of those soft girls who wasn't into masculine things, and you just start going into me. I would start crying. Oh my God.
I just imagine you coming out of the house to see me and just like, hi Tyler, how you doing? And I'm just looking at you going, Peak Preakness has more money than you do, very aggressively.
I don't even know what that means.
What the hell is a Peak Preakness?
That sounds like an itchy thing.
You should go to a doctor about that.
Right? That is so funny. Oh, that is so funny. Oh, so do you ever pull any of that kayfabe into performing? I mean,
all the time.
I mean, when it comes to the music.
It's one of those things where one of the best things professional wrestling gave me isn't the athleticism, isn't, getting me into better shape than I was beforehand or any of that. Yeah. It was the acting lessons.
Yeah.
It's when you're in the ring, for the people who don't know, you're watching a wrestling match. There's just two dudes in a ring. You walk outside. If you ever walk outside and you see a guy who's in decent shape walking down the street, he could be a professional wrestler for all you know.
I mean,
so, but these guys, they they're just people, and they go in and they just kind of develop this persona. They just kind of turn into whatever their gimmick is.
Yeah.
Obviously, Kane wasn't a demon from hell. And
Of course.
Undertaker didn't actually die and get out of the grave.
I don't know
believe
about
it
all
or
that
not.
one.
That's a good point. But, so you learn basically how to act as these characters.
Yeah.
So whenever, going into music, I'm a pretty, outside of music and on stage and wrestling and everything, I'm fairly quiet and not normally the type to just scream at people and go crazy and have a great time.
Yeah.
My idea of a great time is sitting down with a cigar and a Jack and Coke and just kind of enjoying my time.
Stop it, I'm drooling.
Then I go out and on stage with you, and I kind of go into wrestler mode almost.
Yeah.
But instead of the gimmick, it's just I want everyone to know that I'm having the time of my life. I'm getting the chance to make money playing a guitar.
Yeah.
The whole reason I bought a guitar to begin with.
I thought the whole reason you bought a guitar was to impress the ladies.
The second reason I bought a guitar was to make money. I bought a bass guitar because I wanted chicks and I wanted money. So far, I've gotten barely any money and no chicks. I'm not happy about it.
Good things are about to come. I tell you what. We've got this tour coming up. Like I said before, Ty is in my band currently. We actually just picked up a third member, Dan Stonerook. He's pretty cool. He's a Pittsburgh musician. Well, I shouldn't say Pittsburgh. He's more from Johnstown. But he's a Pennsylvania musician who travels into Pittsburgh area to come practice with us. And we're throwing around some band names. I think Ty's suggestion, Too Long Legs, was the best, personally.
TWOTOO.
Too Long Legs. For those of you who don't know, I am 5'3", 5'4", maybe 5'5" if I got some heels on, and Ty is how tall?
6'5".
6'5". He is a towering 6'5". When you put me and him next to each other, we look like one of them stupid memes. Too Long Legs. I do like it. That should be one of our songs. We should collectively as a band write a really sick blues jam.
Let's do it.
And just call it Too Long Legs, and write it as if it's about some stereotypical hot lady in a dress, but then right at the end allude that it's about you. You know what I mean? Just get everybody feeling all feeling the groove and everything, and just, by the way, this is about Ty. But in a really clever way. I don't know, we'll have to figure it out.
Everyone hears it for the first time, they just go, oh god, no.
Yeah, we'll totally play it up, and then watch, that'll be our only number one hit single. We'll be like Chuck Berry and his song My Ding-a-Ling.
It'll go number one here, it'll go number one in the UK, it'll go number one in Australia.
Right. Too Long Legs, you know it.
And I'll regret ever making that stupid name up.
That's what happens when you send me crazy text messages at 3:30 in the morning. You shouldn't do it. What do I always say, Ty? You should stop drinking.
No.
No. Oh, Ty, you do get on my nerves. So while I put you in a stranglehold, why don't we listen to another song, shall we? We're going to feature another musician here because this is Where in the World is Megan's New Music, where we are talking about the backbone of our musical communities. Next up on this evening's show, we do have another track. This is Skylar Davis with his song, I'm Doing My Best. And I gotta be honest with you, ever since he showed me this song for the Hometown Picks playlist, I've been listening to this song anytime I need any sort of pick-me-up. So if you are in need of a good feel song and you're looking for something that's gonna make everybody around you smile, then make sure you're listening to Skylar Davis with his song, I'm Doing My Best.
Another normal day, woke up feeling the same. I didn't sleep that well, but still I give thanks. Eyes in the sky, seeing mine. selfish heart. Deep inside my mind, looking for a fresh start. You may see a kid who doesn't know where his life is going to go. And even though this world gives me stress, I promise that I'm trying my best. Working 2 jobs 'cause you do what you gotta do. And ain't nothing wrong with that, just oils of pride in you. So much expected of a human trying to find their way. But don't worry about it, 'cause I promise it will come one day. Just keep your faith, gotta keep your faith. You may see a kid who doesn't know where his life is going to go. Even though some things give me stress, I promise that I'm trying my best. You may see a kid who doesn't know where his life is going to go. And even though some things give me stress, I said I promise that I'm doing my best.
All right, that was Skylar Davis with his song, I'm Doing My Best. I told you that was a feel-good song. Ty, don't you feel better after listening to that?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it makes me all feel warm and fuzzy. I was up here dancing while we were listening. I had to mute my microphone just so you couldn't hear me shaking and moving everything around. It was quite a catastrophe.
The mic stand fell like 4 times.
Listen, we're not going to talk about the amount of damage that I made here at Scarfire while I was dancing to Skylar Davis. We're just going to say that Skylar Davis has a bop. Oh, thank you so much for being here with us for the first ever Where in the World is Megan's New Music. Have you been having a good time, Ty? I know I have been.
A great time.
Good. And you know what else is a great time? All of the traveling and the playing live that I hope will become more of a regular thing as time progresses. If you are a musician listening and you've been struggling with finding shows and things like that, I feel you, and I just want to say that we love you and we think you're wonderful, and we hope that everybody is safe and we can all get back to some sort of normality here soon enough, because I want to be able to play with you guys someday. That'd be pretty rad. So when the world is back to normal, I hope that we can make a lot more memories than we already have. Do you want to share any of your favorite stories from being with the MPB?
I mean, there's one that pops right into mind real fast.
No. Let's hear it.
I don't remember what year it was off the top of my head. I want to say 2019?
No.
2018?
maybe 17.
It was a minute or two ago.
Yeah.
And listen, I don't know what time means anymore.
Time is time is an fuck it, time is fake. That one I am keeping in.
But we played a show called Rock Out.
Rock out to knock out
cancer.
Cancer sucks.
And they're like, here's 2 free drink tickets.
Oh boy.
Now, for anyone other than Megan who knows this story, you can probably recite it herself at this point.
Yeah.
For anyone listening, this was maybe my, 6th show with you?
Something like that.
Really new. I was still green when I was there. Like, still very new when I was with you.
Yeah.
And the first show we did together, I had a Jack and Coke before we went on, just to kind of quell some nerves.
Yeah.
It happens, whatever. This one I turn in both my drink tickets, my free drink tickets, at the exact same time and get 2 beers.
Oh, yeah, you did. Yeah, you did.
I walked back into the green room, and I remember you looking at me, eyes wide, going, are you that nervous? And my response is,
no, I'm thirsty.
And we played the set, and it's a really good set. I'm wearing bright white pants.
Oh, hold on. I gotta talk about this man and his white pants. So, first of all, we got a hotel room, and now this was a big deal because for Rock Out, this was a Pittsburgh show. So typically, we would just, commute from home. But I said, no, this year we're going big. We're doing the tour like really big, so we're going to get this hotel room. That way we don't have to keep transporting to and from whatever. It made life easy. So we're in this hotel room, and this man is getting dressed, and he puts on these beautiful, I swear to God, he had just bought this outfit on his way to the hotel. These pants were so crisp white. I've never seen such a white in my life, and I was raised Roman Catholic. But I saw these white pants, and I was like, all right, he does this. It's cool. I've seen red pants. I've seen other colors, whatever. But then, atop his black button-down, which looked nice with the white pants, mind you, he pulls out what might as well have come straight out of the Temptations wardrobe, a white, crisp, white vest to match those white pants. And I just took one look at this poor boy, and I knew he was brand new to the band, and I felt so bad for saying this to him because I didn't want to come off as that kind of band leader. But I was like, sweetheart, you gotta take that vest off. I don't know what you're doing with that, but we're gonna blind those people. So he took it off.
It's
So
okay.
anyway,
the set started, and one of the stage lights, it was turned off when we went onto the stage, where most of the stage lights.
Yeah.
And we started playing, and the stage lights fired on one by one by one. And I remember it was yours, then our guitarist at the time, and then myself. And I watched the one for you kick on, and everyone kind of squints because all of a sudden now there's this bright light in this room.
Yeah.
And then the other one kicks on, and pretty much the same reaction. Then mine kicks on, and I watch people close their eyes for a second.
Oh my God.
That stage light hit those pants, and I'm pretty sure people in the front row suffered permanent vision damage from it.
Oh no, that's so funny.
But so we're doing this gig, and we play this show, and somebody, I forget who, bought me my classic stage beer.
Oh yeah, I always forget that poor guy's name, and I'm so bad at that. He's a really good friend of mine too. I'm the worst. I'm the worst.
The required stage beer for every show that I do, assuming I can drink in the venue. So that's 3 beers in, and we get done, and we're hanging out with a group of people, and there's one guy in particular who just keeps buying me more beer. Every time my beer's empty, he buys me another one. Another one, a long-time fan of the band who has been at just about every show we had done that I'd been a part with you for. She bought me a Jack and Coke.
Oh yeah. Okay, I had to think about who you were talking about. Okay, yeah.
No offense if you ever listen to this, I don't remember your name, and I'm really sorry.
I'm pretty sure you're talking about Jess. My firefighter friend?
No.
No. Wait. Who's been to every show? Melanie. No, Melanie brought the tequila.
Melanie brought the tequila.
Melanie is later in the story. Who?
Melanie shows up later.
Who are you talking about?
I don't remember her name, and I feel really bad about
Her.
it.
It was her for sure.
Yes, 110%.
And then she said, Melissa. No, it had to have been Melissa, my old best friend.
I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
All I remember is every show I played with you, she showed up.
Sam
that one in
with the rainbow
particular.
hair.
Yeah.
Sam.
She
okay.
bought me a Jet and Coke.
Okay. Yeah.
So we leave the venue. As I'm leaving the venue, carrying a bass guitar and an amp from Club Cafe or whatever it is.
Yeah, Club Cafe.
All the way to the hotel, which granted, it's only like, 3 blocks away, give or take?
Something like that, yeah.
It was a really short distance.
Boom.
When you have that much beer in you, that's a long walk.
I mean...
And it's me, you, Melanie, and a few other people, and Melanie has the iconic paper bag.
Oh my, I will never forget that as long as I live.
I know what comes in those paper bags. We get to the place and she pulls out a bottle of tequila.
Dun dun dun. And that's when the whole night changed.
That's when it went downhill fast. She pours everyone a shot. We all do a shot together. We're hanging out. We're BSing, as you do. And I go over and I pour myself a second shot. And then Melanie goes, all right, everybody, let's go have a second shot. I look around and I go, I guess this is shot number 3.
Oh, jeez.
I do shot number 3, and then 4, and then 5.
At this point, I had long stopped drinking because I am not a drinker by any means. Not at all.
You had stopped drinking, and that was good because there were like 8 or 9 of you by that point. So.
Oh my gosh.
I don't remember the exact number. Shocking, I know, but I ended up having, I think, 8 or 9 beers, a Jack and Coke, and about 15 shots of tequila.
I remember at one point, this poor boy, when he woke up, he was so disoriented. I felt so bad. I was like, it's time to wake up. We gotta check out. I felt so bad. I didn't want to kick him away because I knew I needed to, but I spent a good 5 to 10 minutes just gently shaking him, hoping he wouldn't throw up on me, trying to get him to wake up.
You need to tell that part, including the how you woke me up the first 2 nights, first 2 mornings.
Oh
prior.
yeah, the first 2 mornings, I definitely jumped on top of the bed screaming in his face.
And
Definitely.
I would be fast asleep, and then I'd just hear, "Die, wake up!"
Yeah.
And be like, "Oh God!"
Jumping on the bed.
Yeah, bed's shaking like there's an earthquake going, and someone in a very familiar voice is screaming my name to wake me up.
Yeah.
And then the morning of the hangover, I just get real gentle hands to the back, and it's just like, "Good morning, it's time to wake up.
We gotta check out.
We have to check out of the hotel."
When he walked out of that hotel into that sunlight,
Oh man!
I swear I thought I saw God enter that boy's body. Moral of the story: don't drink on the job. At least not that much.
Is that your way of telling me I'm fired?
No, oh my God. No, we signed a blood oath years ago. We are stuck with each other until the end of times.
I ever try to quit, and you're actually going to just come over and rip my heart out. And...
No, see what happens is if you try to quit, the skies will open up, and so will the ground below you, and the two will just form together, and Jesus and Beelzebub himself, they're going to join forces, and they're going to drag your squirrely behind all the way back to Scarfire Records for you to apologize for the audacity for quitting.
and then you're gonna chain me in here with no food for 3 days.
Yeah. I'm glad we're on the same page. I would never chain anybody up for any reason unless they wanted me to. That's just, that's a different
It's not
story.
true. She does it all the time to me.
Listen, don't listen to him. That's not true at all. Well, I don't chain this boy. He can leave whenever he wants. I was just recently watching something on TikTok. They were like, if you have to tell somebody that they can leave and that you're not a cult, then you're probably a cult and they probably can't leave.
Is that why you always say I can leave whenever I want?
Shh.
Are we a cult, Megan?
I don't know. Are we a cult? We're a pretty crappy cult. We can't keep members for anything.
We're a small cult.
Yeah, the cult of 2, sometimes 3.
Sometimes 3.
Sometimes 3. I was just
Sometimes Bill shows up to the meetings, but he's real flaky with that.
Wild Bill, otherwise known as Eshklar. I love that guy. Shout out to Wild Bill. He's another Pittsburgh musician. He's actually one of the Pittsburgh musicians that's really helped me with my own struggles and self-esteem issues as a musician and as a person. So shout out to Wild Bill. You know Wild Bill.
Yeah.
Everybody knows Wild Bill.
He bought me 3 beers. Not that show.
A different show.
A different show. He was like, "What are you drinking?" And I told him what I was drinking. He was like, "Cool." He came back with all 3 of them.
One time for my birthday, he gave me a box, and it was an Uno card box, and I was like, right on, like, I like cards. And I opened it up, and it had $40 and a doobie in it, and I was like, oh, well, happy birthday to me, Wild Bill, thank you. So now every time for our birthdays, it's always some sort of, squirrely little gift that we give each other. Yep. Oh, man. We've talked about the good stories now. It doesn't necessarily have to be with me. If it is with me, you can spill the tea on my band all you want. But you got any not so great stories? Because I know I've got a ton of those.
Which one? There was the guy who put gunpowder in his amp. He had 2 amps.
What?
He had 2 amps. One worked and one didn't. And he was trying to just rip off the Who. So he put gunpowder in one of his amps.
Did the Who do that?
Yeah, that's when their amps would just explode and stuff.
Oh.
Yeah, when they would destroy their instruments, they would actually put gunpowder in the amps and then detonate the gunpowder. The thing is, they had mostly, by that point, figured out how much to use. There's one clip, you can actually find it on YouTube, of them putting too much gunpowder. And Daughtry and Townsend both went deaf for like a day and a half. I
can imagine.
And Keith Moon had shrapnel in his arm.
Oh my
from
God.
the explosion of the amp.
What?
So I'm playing this show I'm filling in on guitar with this band.
Yeah.
And we're opening for a group of idiots, frankly, from Allentown, PA.
Okay.
And they're playing the show. It's in some little hole-in-the-wall bar in Johnstown, which is even better. So the bar is like about as big as this room we're in, which isn't very big for everyone listening.
Yeah.
The whole bar is about that size. The stage may as well be a broom closet.
Nice.
So we play our set, no problems, all's good. And then I'm standing there, and I'm watching everyone on the other band pull their gear up onto the stage, and they all have like that 1 amp. And then I watch the guitars come up with 2 and only plug 1 in. So I'm sitting there going, okay, that's weird.
Yeah.
Why does he have 2 amps sitting there? He looks at me and goes, "You got to watch our set tonight." In that voice, "Yeah, man, you gotta come watch our set tonight." "Well, why do I have to watch your set tonight?" "We're gonna blow up the amp." "You're gonna what?" "We're gonna blow up the amp." Okay.
That's very forward.
That's reason enough for me to sit and watch this band
show. If that's their marketing technique, bravo.
I'm sitting there watching it, having a good time, and they're actually they aren't a terrible band. They're not really terrible people.
Yeah.
They're just dumb. I'm still friends with 2 of the guys in the band.
Righteous.
Like, they'll tell you, "Oh yeah, we're dumb as hell." So they're getting to their last song, and it was a cover of "For Whom the Bell Tolls" by Metallica.
Oh, good song.
And they're getting right near the end, the bum 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 bum. They're getting near the end of that.
Yeah.
And I watch him hit a step on it. Looks like a pedal for his guitar, when in reality it was a detonator.
Oh my God. And
the amp blows up. And I don't mean like the sound, like the cone blew out or the front of it fell or whatever. It atomized. Like it disintegrated on stage. The explosion was so bad it set off the fire alarm and the sprinkler system in this bar.
No! Oh my gosh! And that's crazy.
I watched the guitar player hit it. Boom! He hits the floor because he was right in front of it. He ended up being fine. The whole band ended up being fine.
Thank
so when
God.
I explained what happened to them, just know everyone was okay.
Thank God.
No one was injured. A lot of people probably should have been.
Yeah, somebody was there keeping an eye on you guys for sure.
There was a shard of metal from we don't even know where the shard of metal came from because it didn't look like any part of his amp.
Yeah.
That was through the snare drum for the drummer. Now, for anyone who doesn't know, when you have a snare drum, it's literally right between your legs, basically.
Yeah.
It's a few inches on either side, and it's going right into his knee. Instead, it goes clean through his snare drum.
That's crazy.
The whole band goes deaf for like an hour and a half.
I
which
can
is,
imagine.
Yeah, not surprising.
Yeah.
And, oh my gosh, the fire department shows up, the police show up.
Oh, no.
They come running in. The guitar, I still feel so bad for the guitarist who did it, man. Because, like, he just did a dumb move is all.
Yeah.
And when these cops and these firemen walked in, he looked like someone had just kicked his puppy.
Oh.
He was just like, I'm going to jail.
Did he?
No, he did not.
Thank
It was one of those was kind of like the cops were pretty much like, the band had to pay for the damages.
Yeah, I can
that
imagine.
were done to the bar, but that was their only real punishment. And it ended up, like, cost them like $15,000.
Yeah.
But they were at a point to where they could make that in 6 months.
Yeah.
So it wasn't that big a deal.
Wow.
But it was just,
Wow, that is something else.
sometimes I still hear that explosion. It's just boom. Whoa.
Oh man, I've seen a lot of crazy things, but I've never seen that. One time we were playing this show over at this bar in Pittsburgh called Cativo. It was this thing called the Hometown Heroes, and there was this scouting agent coming in from God knows where, going into different big cities trying to find the next big star. So there was a whole bunch of bands. I swear to God, there was like 11 people at a show that started at like 4 p.m. I swear to God, my acoustic band went up at like 1 a.m. I don't know why. They put me at the end of the show. I was like, I'm not even a band. We're an acoustic group. Like, we should be at the beginning. What? Anyway, so at one point, because we had to listen to everybody there, at one point, there was this group. I don't remember what their name was. But this one guy, I believe he was the lead singer and the guitarist. He got so obliterated. I don't know if it was because of nerves. I don't know if it was just because he had an alcohol problem. But he ended up getting up on stage and the guitar's going, the drums coming in the back, bass is going. And then he's just standing there. And he's not singing. And we're all just looking around like, is this guy gonna start singing? Like, okay, this might be like a really rad like jam. But then you can tell, no, this isn't a jam. Like, this is definitely some place where there should be some sort of pocket of something. And that only something could be vocals because everybody else is just jamming. And then, like, I guess it dawned on him that he wasn't singing. So instead of doing the righteous thing and like singing the song, he put his guitar down and walked off the stage. And the band is still just looking around at each other like, what do we do? And everybody in the audience is just like, bro. And then next thing you know, the band is like stopping and the guy's in the corner screaming bloody murder as he's smacking his head off the wall. I think he stayed to watch the rest of the show. Why they didn't kick him out, I have no idea. But yeah, that is crazy. That's probably the craziest thing I've ever had happen in terms of like bad stories.
I had another good one where I played a talent show some years ago.
Yeah.
And we were playing a song. What's the name of the song? I remember the name of the song. It's an Avenged Sevenfold song.
Okay.
And the first line is, he basically says, like me, mother, you've been at it for too long, right? So we're playing this talent show, the school talent show for my middle school.
Yeah.
And we line up, we're good to go, we're jamming. And we're playing this intro, and the entire crowd is basically just students that I went to school with that I was trying to impress because I was the lunar kid.
Yeah, me too. Don't feel bad.
And our sound guy basically was a science teacher, and the principal of the school were the sound and lighting guys, rather.
Nice.
And we line up, and we're playing this Avenged Sevenfold song. And I just yell as loud as I can into the microphone, like me, mother, but I don't censor it because I was like 13 or 12 or 13 and stupid. And I get I finish that line, and every light and sound from the stage just goes dark.
Oh no! Oh man, that is so funny.
Apparently, they just flipped the master switch on the stage on us and just shut everything down. And it's like, nope, you're done.
We're thankful when I had that type of mishap. They didn't catch her. The girl forgot the words to the song we were performing, and she goes, it. And then she keeps playing, and I guess they didn't want to stop. I don't know. I guess they felt bad, but oh man, we could sit here and talk about bad stories and good stories all night long. But unfortunately, these podcasts do have to come to an end at some point. So Ty, I want to say thank you very much for joining me here for the first ever Where in the World is Megan's New Music?
Thanks again for having me.
Absolutely. I hope you had a good time.
Had a great time.
Good. I'm glad. For those of you listening at home, thank you very much for hanging out with us to feature some of the hometown heroes that we have living in our backyards. And remember that the folks that are putting in the hard time for the music do deserve their 15 seconds of fame. So if your friends or family are sharing their stuff on their social media, make sure you give them a like and you're giving them a follow, because they're putting their heart and soul into that stuff. So in meantime, between time, I want to say thank you, and I want to say stay safe, and that I think each and every one of you is absolutely wonderful, and I will see you next time. Until then, where in the world is Megan's New Music?